I've been a wheelchair user for many years, and of course I've been also using a lot of different types of wheelchairs, and that has inspired me to make something better, something different. The wheelchair that I'm using right now is a wheelchair that I made almost 20 years ago. Unfortunately, I can't get anything better, so I have to make my own. So I've been inspired to make my own due to the circumstances that there's nothing that's good enough for me to use.
We see two groups as users, both those who use the powered wheelchairs, the one similar to the one that Mads is riding in now, but also users of manual wheelchairs. Do we consider an important target group for this new type of vehicle?
About 32 to 74% of the persons that use a manual wheelchair get shoulder pains and shoulder injuries by propelling the wheelchair. A lot of them should use a powered wheelchair. A wheelchair like the one I'm sitting in right now weighs about 165 kilos, and that's very hard to handle. Wheelchairs have also been dropped out of airplanes and then they'll be totally crushed. I have had accidents about every second time that I've been flying. So I wanted to make something that the handlers that handle luggage could handle. Kind of a powered mobility device that could be put inside a suitcase and also be so sturdy that it could fall 2 meters from the top of a luggage carrier.
Since the users of wheelchairs of both types are the potential ones, they are in millions when you consider it worldwide. And we have, from the beginning, realized that this product is so revolutionary. People have called it disruptive compared to all other types of wheelchairs, that we have to consider the whole world as our market for it. But of course, we will in the beginning aim at the industrialized countries or the OECD countries, because they have structures where the markets are most easily accessible. Most of them have welfare systems like we have in our own country here in Denmark, but also in the other major markets. And thereby they also provide financing possibilities for the users whose life are dependent on sitting in a wheelchair.
It would be easier to get around with tables and doors and toilets, because it can turn 360 degrees. Right now I get into my car and I have a lift in my car, so I lift the pillow and me to another chair where I have to get from this chair to my seat in my car that I drive from. And then I hope with the new Agile 360 that I can skip that, so I can just drive right up to my front seat and use the vehicle as front seat instead of what I have now. It's a challenge to get a wheelchair that are that light and having that speed.
This is our prototype of the Agile 360, and I'll try to take you through the functions that we have included in it. It consists of a wheel frame including 4 wheels, a front wheel and a back wheel, which includes motors inside, and then 2 side wheels to keep the balance. The motors we have made ourselves, and they only weigh about 2.5 kilos, where a normal motor will weigh about 14.5 kilos. Inside the motor we have made place for a servo that can turn the wheel, so it's steerable, and the front wheel and the back wheel turns synchronously, and that makes it possible to turn on its own axis. For the side wheels we have mounted them on arms, so you can lean into curves, and so it can adjust if you are driving on a sloping surface. So it makes it possible to lean to the side, and it also makes it possible to adjust so the seat is always in level when you are driving on sloping surfaces. The seat can go very low, and that's due to so you can use it in a car, and then it can lift the seat about 35 centimeters. It also includes a tilt, so you can tilt the seat front and backwards, and you have a reclining back on it also. The reclining back is made so it won't pull your shirts up when you lean down, and that's due to a virtual rotation point in your hip. The seat also includes a powered footrest with a virtual rotation point in your knee joints, so your legs won't be lifted off the seat.
The budget in the public sector in Denmark is not increasing, it's decreasing. So we have to find new solutions that can be service from the society to the individual citizens, but for less money. We always seek to offer technology that makes it possible to have a better working environment for our employees, and I hope that Agile 360 can fit into that picture.
In a few years, we expect to sell somewhere between 5 and 10,000 units. We're convinced that this will be a good business case, even in aiming at less than 5% of the total market we see for this product, less than 5% in 5 years. We still have a good business case where we will have paid back the full investment already by the end of the 4th year.
I'm a father and I have 2 daughters, 12 and 15 years old, and I also have a wife, and I like to go bike riding. Unfortunately, in a powered wheelchair like the present one, I can't go bike riding with them because they can go about 25 kilometers an hour and I can only go about 6 kilometers an hour. The new mobility device that I made, the Agile 360, can drive about 30 kilometers an hour. They have to step up in the pedals to follow me instead of me having trouble following them.